Okay, you guys, part two. Um, as I was saying, her mother just really lets you in their lives and really just, I feel, just tells you the truth. Tells you who her daughter was, how she felt about some of the things that were going on. Um, you know, basically gives you what you really are asking about. If you think you know, read this book and you will know. Because Miss Cissy, she didn't hold back. She just told it like it was, And like I was saying, she stated to the fact that all of her children were on drugs. She said she didn't understand it. They weren't raised like that, but that's what it was. You know what I mean? She said her oldest son, Gary, he had a contract for the Knicks, and because of drugs and problems that he had, he only played for one season. You know, so that just lets you know drugs will wipe you out. You know what I mean? Drugs will wipe you out, and it don't just come for the ghetto man, woman, teenager, or child. It comes for all, and will wipe all out. You know, um, I just feel so sad and I feel so hurt about the whole situation. Yes, Whitney had a beautiful life. She was a young teenage young woman, and she traveled the world. She was loved and still loved today. Um, she had a beautiful, lovely, lovely voice. Um, One of the best out there in the world. Some feel that she had the most beautiful voice in the world. Um, you know, and yes, she did her thing. Miss Whitney Houston did her thing. And her mother was very proud of her. Her mother loved her. Her mother was very proud of her. Her mother knew she had it. Whitney knew she had it. Whitney Houston knew she had it. Yes, and she wanted to sing and she wanted to make people happy because singing made her happy. You know what I mean? Um, when Whitney met Bobby, um, I don't think that she was really thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna marry him." You know, she just thought, he was cool. He was a bad boy. She liked that. You know what I mean? He approached her. Uh, you know, you know, the vibe. And I believe that their relationship was one beginning off with love. But I feel like with all the drugs, I feel like they cheated themselves um, from the beautiful life that they could have had. Because I feel like they spent a lot of time in drug haze. And their daughter, I feel like she really suffered from that. Bobby Christina. I feel like she really suffered from that. Um, Her grandmother just says, she went through a lot and she'll, I'm saying that Bobby Christina wants to discuss that. She could, but that's all that, Miss Cissy Houston was going to say about that situation was that Bobby Christina went through a lot. Well, as of now, 2016, Bobby Christina is no longer with us. And she did interviews after her mom died and everything. And but she didn't write any memoirs or book and really detail what her life was like living in a home where my mom and my dad are drug addicts. And the things that she may have had to cover for them or go through or do, or how she felt, how lonely she was, or how neglected she might have been. You know what I mean? Because I feel like no matter how great that you are, and you may be a good human being in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, but when you got a demon on your back, I feel like you're going to neglect something. You're going to drop something. You're going to waste something. You're going to spill something. Something is not going to come out exactly how you designed it or how you planned it. So I feel like with that being said, you know what I'm saying? There were a lot of mistakes made with their daughter. There were a lot of mistakes made with their daughter. And when Whitney passed away, I feel like she was just, because she was 21, 22, or whatever, supposedly we're grown, you know what I mean? That if you really think about it, how could Bobby Christina have been grown? Bobby Christina, did she go to, high school and do like, kids do as they're growing up and modulating the different levels of life, going through the senior prom and different dances and going, you know what I mean, and graduating and going off to college and things like that. There was no growth I saw or noted, or you know what I'm saying, because she was Bobby Christina, Whitney Houston's daughter. You know what I mean? She was not in college. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't take those steps to grow up. So she wasn't grown. She wasn't a grown adult woman. So she was left out there when her mama passed away, and that was that. With vultures, and I mean, I reckon some of these people felt like they were her friends and what have you not. They felt like they was taking care of her, listening to her, letting her lean on them and things like that. But that baby was out there doing what she saw all her life. And it's a tragic. Every time I think about Whitney being gone in the way that she died, and then her daughter leaving here like 2-3 years after she did, this is a horrendous time in life. Horrendous. I just really can't believe it myself. It's so awful. Oh my goodness, you don't know how many days I have cried for Whitney and her daughter. Oh, how sad. How sad. And I know I'm kind of getting off a little bit, of the book review. I just feel like Miss Cissy did a great job. I feel like Miss Cissy didn't hold anything back. I feel like this book is worth a read, because she lets you know who she is, her husband, her daughter, her children, how she felt about everything. How she felt about Miss Robin, who Whitney was her friend. She states Robin was gay, but she said when Nippy, her daughter, when they moved out into an apartment, she said she don't know what they were doing over there, because she said she never went over there. You know what I'm saying? To me, your daughter moved out of her house and she moved into her first apartment, and you is this your only daughter, and you as her mother, you never went over there? To me, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Something was definitely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying about the homosexuality or anything like that, but I'm saying the dynamic. There was definitely something wrong. You know what I mean? No matter how well you were raised, no matter how well you raised your daughter, there was definitely some funk in the soup. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm just traumatized. And that's why I wanted to do this review. I don't know how well I'm doing or whatever, but I'm just trying to speak and give my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? And whatever is coming to my mind. I started to write down notes so I can, look back and forth, be really technical. But you know what? I just want to do it raw. I just want to let all know about the book, that it's a good read. If you were wondering about Whitney, her mama gonna tell you about it. And yeah, I read it, I finished it, and it kind of gouged at my heart. It hurt me. Her story hurt me. What happened to her hurt me. How she died hurt me. How her daughter died hurt me. You know what I mean? The things that went on in her life, how she felt about certain things, hurt me. I'm going to get off of here, you guys. Like, subscribe, comment. My phone is ringing in the background, so ignore that. You guys be good and go out and pick it up. If you find it is worth reading, okay? So, because now you don't even have to gossip. You don't have to make it up. You don't have to wonder, because her mama going to tell you all about it. You guys be good.